Hello again, my Patreon friends. It is time to commentary track The Heist. This is actually a newer. Ooh, I gotta turn that down. This is actually one of the newer ones. I made this in December, and this was. I kind of wanted this to be like my follow-up to Old Town Road. But eventually the ideas I had kind of just didn't pan out, so I kind of changed the second half of this video entirely and decided to make it a story arc for Thor instead. But regardless, I am still very happy about how these initial things came out. These initial shots or so came out, mostly because this is actually the first video I shot using the C920 instead of just my DSLR. And so that was it. That means, you know, the camera's smaller, which means I can get in a lot more different tight spaces. I like this car a lot. I love the design. I love the pink on it. I want to use it for a lot more things, and I like these two characters too. I wanted to make this a little bit more video gamey, and that is why, you know, the Tyler the Creator theme is 8-bit on top of avoiding copyright. But I really like this album, Igor's theme, or not. I mean, the whole album is called Igor, but I love this song too, Igor's theme. This one's very violent. This was definitely at the height of the Kappa scares, because damn, I don't think I've ever made anything as violent as this. That guy gets riddled with bullets. It's crazy. And he just dies. But it's a game, so it's okay. Game over. And then it transitions to the whole Thor and Cap part. Oh, there's a little bit of lag. It's still kind of... I think, yeah, it is a little bit strange if you're not expecting this. And there are definitely some things I would do differently. But I still, you know, I still enjoyed Thor and Cap's dynamic here. Again, I feel like a lot of... Okay, so this is gonna be a bit of a tangent, but I feel like a lot of videos on the internet, or like videos like this, they kind of depict a very toxic friendship, or not even friendship, like relationship between the heroes sometimes. And I kind of wanted to go for one that was much more rooted in sort of vulnerability, but also kind of like wanting to, like, you know, it's not about making fun of each other. It's mostly about meeting each other where they need to be met and trying to help each other out when they can. And of course, you know, we're bringing back the song here because you gotta have to bring things back, otherwise the beginning's just gonna be completely meaningless. So, you know, he thinks he's this badass hero. No.
Oh my god, dude, are you okay? No, he shot me with my fucking eye. Not again.
Not again. And then of course his pun. And then it just kind of gets weird. To be honest, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I did not know how to end this one. Not completely happy with this whole one, but overall, I'm not I don't hate it or anything. It's just definitely not one I'd go back to as much as I would go back to the other ones. I think it's a little bit more disjointed, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it originally was the original video was actually going to be completely just this whole portion. It would have been the heist. It would have been a heist that was completed. But, you know, eventually started running out of time, and this video already took a while to like come out, and I couldn't really find the motivation to kind of continue with this one. You know, the song was already pretty long, and I only got like 40 seconds done of it. On top of that, I just didn't know how to end it. You know, like what's the boss battle? You know, what's like you know, they're eventually they're gonna get out of the hole. They're gonna leave whatever they were in. They're gonna leave the facility, and they're gonna drive away, and they're gonna get like a whole car chase thing going. But I honestly wasn't sure if I was able to actually bring that to life in a way I wanted to, or would have been satisfied with the time I had at the time. This was definitely a weirder one. I still really like the shot. You know, again with the whole Old Town Road thing, you kind of just. This is different because for this one I had Dragon Frame, and Dragon Frame actually gives you a tool to actually, like, you know, have the audio file open while you animate. So you can kind of go forward and backwards between frames to know exactly when you need to do something, and it's actually been very helpful. Before I would actually do it all manually, but now I kind of just have like this tool. But even again, you can kind of tell that with the Old Town Road video, there's the exact same amount of frames between each beat. So let's just look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. There's 6. Now, okay. So there's technically 5 frames between, and on frame 6/1, the hit connects. So let's start counting again from 1. So by the time we get to the next hit, it should be 5 frames. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, see? On frame 6. But there's 5 frames in between. So whatever I just said, if you're really paying attention, it might have confused the hell out of you. So let's start it again. So that's frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, frame 4, frame 5. Next frame is going to be connecting. Frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, frame 4, frame 5, and connect. You see how much of a jump there is? Again, my fellas. Look, he's not even close to making contact with his face. Yet the next frame is just connection. And again, I talked about this in the Old Town Road video. A lot of it just has to do with the fact that, you know, I spend a lot of time actually in this position. Look, I spend like what? 1, 2, 3, 4 solid. Like I spent like 4 solid frames here, just sort of like bouncing off the impact of the last punch, and then I spend 1 actual frame actually getting to the next frame. So these frames here, it's just him sort of reeling back from the punch he just threw, and then this is the 1 frame where he's actually launching the punch before the punch actually lands, and then the next frame, boom. But here's the thing. It doesn't look jarring because I give so much time here for him to sort of relax. And then even with the camera movements, you know, you look at the camera movements and boom, you know, look, you see how little movements there are? Tiny ass movements, and then boom, jump. But then the jump is offset by the tiny movements after the jump. It's like a shockwave, you know? You know when you hit your hand on something, you kind of feel it for just a tiny bit. That's exactly what you need to like be looking out for. You have to be going for that movement, and that was very violent. Some of this was it was a little bit too violent in my opinion. But you know, Kappa was scary at the time, and I wanted to make sure everybody knew that this is not for kids. This particular knife throw was fun as well. I actually don't think there's any masking here either. Look, yep, there's no masking. I just have him swing, and the knife, boom. It's just I'm literally holding it with my hand off frame. You guys can't see that, but it's going so fast, and your mind just automatically thinks, yep, it's going to the next frame. And then even here again, here you can see the knife, and then it enters him. There's absolutely no masking involved. I just hold it, literally just held it. And even here I think it's kind of cool. Again, I exaggerate the impact. You see, whenever you have like a punch impact somebody, or have like a knife impact somebody, any type of impact, you want to completely ignore their motion. Whatever motion they're doing, it's cut off immediately, because you want to immediately cut to the impact of whatever they just felt. Let's look at a better example here. With the punch again. So there's absolutely no motion indicated by the guard who's about to get punched in the face at all. But he's completely shifting, because whatever force they're getting hit by takes priority, no matter what. Let's see if we can find a better example here too. Again, he gets hit by the knife. Also, I like the fact that I make it look like he's going through him just by trickery. It actually never went through him at all. It just looks like it did. And then I make the knife kind of bounce when it hits the ground. And they both get shot. Well, I guess there's not really as many tidbits here, aside from the fact that, I guess, look. He's walking, he kind of looks, oh no, there's a gun, and then boom, boom. Whatever impact they're getting hit by takes priority. Anything they're doing before it doesn't matter, because they just get bodied. Dead. I don't like death, to be honest. It kind of scares me. But sometimes, you know, I don't try to depict it very often in my videos, but sometimes, you know, it's a video game, so it's cool. I'm trying to think. Do I not depict death a lot in my videos? I mean, in the Old Town Road video, that was very death heavy, I think. Right? A few people died. At least 2. But again, yeah, you know, Thorncap, and this sort of kickstarts the whole Thor gaming redemption arc, which ends with Sans. So that's gonna be it for this one. I mean, I like some of them. I really like this diner scene. I really like how I was able to get the camera in there. The lighting was really nice. I love the set, to be honest, too, as well. The diner scene is amazing. But really, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Alright, later.